Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Dragon Ball Nation. Now today I'm going to be giving you guys my next episode of my weekly Q&A. So let's get right into this. 70 Q&As, guys. Honestly, can we just sit there a moment and think like 70 Q&As? That's definitely a record in the Dragon Ball community, I think. Maybe that's overdoing it a little, being, this many Q&As. Maybe they get a little long in the tooth, but you know what? I enjoy doing them, and a lot of you guys like watching them. So let's keep on doing them. Anyways, let's do the question of the day here. What celebrity pair would make an ideal couple? That Emma Stone and that guy that runs the Dragon Ball Nation channel, they'd make a pretty good couple. So I think that's probably I would say it's the ideal couple. I mean, that's a pretty good one. So, how was your day, Josh? I mean, I'm probably the last person on earth to be doing it, but I was doing a lot of tax stuff. And, getting a lot of write-offs and a lot of paperwork done. So, my day was not exciting. I was working on videos for you guys and this Q&A as well. So, I've had a pretty full day. It hasn't really been anything that good or exciting. It's been pretty lame, actually. So, it sucked. Josh, according to Josh guy, that looks like Nathan Drake, is stealing a lot from your Dragon Ball Z figures, voice, and most importantly, your beard. If I saw him in the streets, I would beat him up. But I can't because I'm scared of human contact, and I live in my mom's basement, and I'm lazy. Well, I'll make sure to kick that guy's ass, because next time I'm on camera, you're going to see that he did in fact steal my beard. I don't really have my beard anymore. He stole the majority of it. So, yeah, I'm definitely going to have to beat his ass. That's for sure. Who are you voting for president? Nobody. Voting is pretty pointless to me. This is a part 3, 4, 3, 2, 1 question. So I'm gonna go to part 1 here. Hopefully this doesn't get cut off when I edit it, because I have to increase the screen size or whatever to fit, so it doesn't look stupid with ads. Anyways, part 1. Hey DBN, I've got a problem that you could probably give me some advice on. Well, we can see about that. There was a girl that I liked as a sophomore, and I took her to homecoming. After homecoming, being young and stupid, I asked her out and kept texting her until she lost interest. Wow, sounds like my life story already. Let's see. She told me she didn't like me and that she wanted me to stop texting her. I apologized for harassing her, and she accepted my apology. I decided to keep my distance, and the best decision after that. As a junior, she became more comfortable and even started talking to me. Everything was pretty much okay junior year, but as a senior, I stopped texting her and talking to her because I felt like it was the best decision. Now I'm a senior, but she's acting very strange around me. She's staring at me like something's wrong with me, and I hear she's talking bad about me. We have the same friends, but some of them have been giving me a cold shoulder as of late and treats me like I'm a monster or something for something I did 2 years ago and that I apologize for. What would you do if you were in my shoes? This is something that, I've been in a very similar, somewhat of a similar situation. Not like 100% of what you have right here, but in a similar one. And the first problem, well, I mean, you liked her. I don't want to patronize you here, but I think your first mistake was apologizing. Because that makes you might have been texting her because you liked her, you want to talk to her. That's not your fault. Don't give her a false apology like that because she doesn't need that. Stuff like that. But, in this situation, it's very interesting because you're saying that she's not, you're not talking to her, which, if you think that was the best decision, that was what you thought. But it seemed like everything was cool and then you just stopped talking to her, which I'm not sure why you did. Maybe she thinks you don't want to be around her anymore or something. I think really what you need to do is you need to talk to her. Otherwise, whatever friendship or, whatever relationship you wanted to have is not going to be there ever until maybe many years down the line when you're both, full-grown adults or whatever and you happen to see each other again. You're both mature. A lot of people forget things or just, don't really care about what happened in the past. But, if you're in senior year now or sophomore, wherever you're in senior year, you want this to... you want to make things right this year because it's your last year of school. It's going to be important in both your lives. So if you want, just even a friendship, you want to talk to her and make sure everything's okay. Make sure, she should be understanding enough to make sure to know that if you thought that you shouldn't be talking to her because you thought you were being too clingy, or she didn't want you around her, just explain the situation. And whatever you do, be honest. Don't be nervous about it. She should understand. That's what I would say. Be honest. Talk to her about it. Don't go out and throw your feelings at her, because that's not what you want to do right now. But make sure everything's cool between you guys first. That's what you need to do, and then move on from there. If you want any more info, give me some more details, go to my Facebook page and, message me on there, message me on Twitter, maybe even on YouTube, but I don't check my YouTube messages a whole lot. But you can check me out on Facebook. The page is down below, and, you can ask me more there unless it's helped enough. But you just gotta have confidence, man, and go up and talk to her. That's really it. Sometimes that's not easy. It's easy to say, I'm confident, I can do this. Not everyone can do that. But, that's kind of my help. But you don't need to apologize for things that you shouldn't be sorry for, but you should definitely sort out the stuff about not talking to her for whatever reason it is. That would be my suggestion. Why did you stop liking Yu-Gi-Oh? I just hadn't played it in years. Pretty much it. Favorite season of Buffy? I never watched Buffy, bro. Do you watch Game of Thrones? I've seen it a couple times. Hey, I want to keep my Blu-ray collection in good shape and clean. Will they be okay if I keep them in a closed drawers? There's where I have them, and there's some I haven't removed from shrink wrap because I'm worried about all the dust. Thanks. I feel like drawers would be a bad choice in my opinion. I don't know. Maybe if it's in shrink wrap, it's fine. For me, honestly, I just keep them on a shelf. That's really it. That's just where I keep them. I don't know how drawers work. Super Jane's a big collector, so he'd probably be a better person for this question. Contact him on Twitter or something, or even ask him on his page. He'd probably know pretty good. His channel's in my description, so check him out. Big collector of this stuff. Would you like to see King Kai be resurrected in a future episode? Super. I mean, it doesn't really seem to matter at this point, honestly. It's not really any different, him being dead or alive. It doesn't seem so. Do you think Kabuto Kai defusing in Super was pointless? I don't think so. And they're building it off. In the manga, they showed when it happened, and then in Super's anime, they showed up very far later down the line. They mentioned that they had been defused. I think it's in there for a reason still. I don't think they put it in there for no reason. There wasn't a joke being made there that was funny. It wasn't some major story point. They put that detail in there for a reason, I still feel like, so we'll have to see for the future. Doesn't Waruk Crook try so hard to be funny? I watch his vids. He's literally a tryhard. Well, I don't know who this guy is at all, so I can't really, give you my opinion. So, Ultimate Gohan versus Kid Buu. Hands down, Ultimate Gohan would mop the floor with him. I mean, I've discussed how Super Buu is stronger than, Ultimate Gohan's far superior to Super Buu, and Super Buu is far superior to to Kid Buu. Kid Buu is not as strong as base Super Buu. A lot of people know that by now. A lot of people still don't understand that, and, if you read the manga, it's pretty clear, and I think even Kai and the Japanese dub of the anime mess it up by making out to make Kid Buu seem stronger. The Funimation dub, I think Japanese Kai and the Japanese English. I don't even think Japanese Kai is even up to Buu style. So to the Kid Buu stuff. I think they just finished it off before Super. What am I talking about? It's very late at night. Excuse me. But I know that the Japanese dub of Dragon Ball Z pretty much heavily implies that Kid Buu's stronger than Super Buu, and the English dub for Z pretty much flat out says it. In the manga, it's pretty clear that Super Buu is stronger, best just by power scaling in a lot of statements. He's been, Kid Buu stated as the most dangerous, but Gotenks is stronger than Goku. Gohan's stronger than Goku. There's plenty of evidence to support that, and I know I'm going to get a ton of comments that are still going to disagree with me, and that's fine. I expect them, and they're going to be coming no matter what. But the fact of the matter is that Gohan is in fact stronger than Kid Buu. He could defeat Kid Buu in an instant. So I don't really want to get too in depth in it. I might, I'm going to do my videos on, Super Buu versus Kid Buu in the future. And even then, it doesn't matter how much you talk about it. People are going to still disregard it. So whatever. SSJ, SS, so Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan, well, I guess he means Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta versus Hit. It's pretty clear to me the way the story is progressing that I don't think Vegeta is going to be beating Hit. They're letting Goku back in the tournament for a reason. He's going to fight Hit, and he's either going to beat Hit, or Monaka's going to fight Hit and either lose or win. Vegeta's probably going to lose to Hit in the the episode after the next one, 38 or 39, whichever he fights him in. Vegeta's going to most likely lose to him. I don't see Vegeta winning, so yeah. Will you go to Black and Fist and Quaman's gay wedding? Well, I'm friends with both of them, so I think I pretty much would be obligated to do that. Is Goku T23 a father? I don't think so. Laughingstock Media said in your podcast he heard from someone Toriyama handed Toei a binder of 10 years real world time worth of material for Super. Have you heard whether or not this could be accurate? Well, number one, I don't have a podcast. I don't remember, Mike ever saying that. I think that's something my good friend Geekdom might have said. I'm not gonna, say he said it. I just think I heard that he said it. And if he said that, it would have been not literally a binder being held there, but with the amount of stuff here in Super that's being introduced, there is content here from years to come with all these universes. But there's never been a binder. If he said it, it was not, I'm pretty sure I've talked to him about this. It might have been a while, and I don't want to say this is 100% what he said, but it would have been, an example of like the amount of material, Let's see here. Do you think the next movie will be branded under Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball Super? That's interesting. I've thought about that a lot, and I think that it is going to be branded under Super, but it depends on when it takes place. But it would have to take place after Resurrection F, I would assume. So yeah, I think the most likely thing would be branded as a Dragon Ball Super. Here's a good question for you guys, though. Remember how this is an interesting one for you guys. So when Dragon Ball Kai came to the U.S., it was dubbed Dragon Ball Z Kai. So when Super comes to the U.S., whether it's through Funimation or whatever, or the Asian dub decides to name it this, do you think they're gonna call it DBZ Super? It's possible. It's not unlikely. Do you think Dragon Ball will go on forever? Nothing's forever, man. Shrek 1 or Shrek 2? Shrek 2, hands down, man. Sorry, didn't want to be anonymous. How would the Boo series, I guess it was Boo Saga, be if Goten and Trunks used Potara fusion? Would they still have been as cocky as Gotenks? And what would you have named them? Trunk 10 would be the name, and they would have been pretty much just as cocky. I think either cocky or it would have been more naive on the side of Goten. I still think that it would have played out pretty similarly. Maybe when they went Super Saiyan 3 against Super Boo, they really would have knocked him out a lot quicker, and destroyed him. But, that's interesting to think about. I guess they wouldn't have defused, so they probably wouldn't have needed to even fight the time chamber then. But they might have still done it, too. If they might have still fought in the time chamber. I think that Gotenks most likely would have beaten him unless they were stupid and got absorbed. Because, Super Boo was kind of waiting for Gohan, in a way, so... yeah, but they probably could have killed him. It's really hard to say how to plan out. The big difference is, they'd be a bit stronger, and there wouldn't be a time limit. How do you think the Boo series, Boo Saga, would have been if Goten... Oh, it's the same question. Monaka's nipples or Bulma's breasts? Bulma's tits. Okay, this is a good last question. This is easily going to be... come on. I'm not even going to bullshit you here. It's going to be Bulma's tits. Come on, guys. Whatever episode where they were, huge when she was summoning the dragon, that was absurd. That was absolutely insanity. But other than that, guys, it's been it for this Q&A. Again, I'm shortening them up a little bit, for multiple reasons I've gone over before. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.